Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Challenger Series Cup number 3 of June. My name is Counterfeit, joined by Daedalus this evening for our iOS action. Daedalus, I hope you enjoyed our PC tournament earlier on today.
Oh, I certainly did, Counterfeit. We had a lot of fun games, and I got to beat you in a best of one.
That's not the
And
way I remember it.
Hey man,
But
you're the old guy, right?
Let's move on. So, our bracket here today, much more importantly than our shenanigans, we'll see Score Gaming coming in as our number 1 seed, representing Mexico, Tsunami from Japan, and Severe from the USA. 2 more Japanese teams. In fact, we've got a lot of Japanese teams here today, as Old Glory take on Engrave on Memory. And Bex taking on Into the Wild will close out our upper bracket.
Well, and then on the lower bracket, Great Clan from Italy will move straight into the quarterfinal. Below them is going to be Shades of Death and Unretired, coming from respectively Iceland and the United States of America, battling out in that round of 16. Prodigies versus OGS Resurrections. OGS Resurrections from Switzerland and Prodigies from the United States of America. And then to round out things, Zodiac's family will move straight into the quarterfinal.
So yes, a good crop of teams taking part in today's competition. Hero Gaming 7, and of course Big Gorilla helping out on the admin desk for today. So thank you very much for doing that, pulling the double duty again. Lovely to see you guys back in here today. Let me just send the key across to you for our first game that we got from Taco, Daedalus.
Oh, thank you. Which game are we... Wait.
So, we'll probably be able to figure it out as we go. Let's see. I shall ask. Let's see if we figure out. It might be. I don't know actually. I think this is a team made up of a variety of different clan tags, so it's a little bit tricky to tell who it is. But Taco should be able to tell us in just a second, and we'll get our first round of ESL competition. So, I see. It's the Old Gens Resurrections. Where were they? Oh, there they are. Down near the bottom of the bracket, going up against the Prodigies. Nice. So we'll get you guys into our first lobby of the day in just a few seconds more. I think this might actually be one of those situations where we're coming across two teams against each other, both of which are not necessarily actually new teams.
I'm just fixing some things. Sorry for being so quiet. There we go. Okay, I'm joining up.
Alright. So, there we go. I believe that should be Gucci. Is that working? There we go. Yeah. So this is our first lobby of the day. For any of you guys who are coming by the stream for the first time in your lives, then it's worth knowing that we're going through, looks like it's going to be probably 4 more rounds of ESL competition. The team that goes into the number 1 slot and wins the grand final will take home $100 dingoes. But not just that, they will get themselves qualifying points towards our monthly grand finals, where the prizes are much, much larger.
Have you figured out which team we're casting?
Yes, I told you.
Oh, sorry, I was again busy. Prodigies versus OGS.
All
right?
Gens Res. Yes, so these are the teams which. So Prodigies from the United States, led up by Huncho Jack and Marcelly. So they're playing over in the blue side. And Old Gens Resurrections, led up by Issa N, who certainly managed to grab themselves quite a reputation. And they've got members like Diari, Sultan, and Gigi, as well as Dior on their team. Sheesh. OGS Resurrections, they are probably going to be a pretty gnarly team.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that they will be, but kind of it is slowly coming up. Which team do you believe is going to be the victor here of this first match?
Well, I think just going on the experience level of the OGS Resurrections team, mark themselves down as from Switzerland, though I suspect they're from all over the place. You know, it's tough. When a new team comes in, they will tend to get seeded quite low just because they haven't played as a group before. But in fact, everybody on that team has played a ridiculous amount. Virtually Vayne, known as Taco in other places, has done some incredible stuff. Isen has been one of the strongest players. Sultan, possibly not the leader of Destiny. Gigi and Dior, you know, that's a terrifying team to go up against. And on the other side from the Prodigies, they don't look anywhere near as familiar.
No, they don't, and I have to say kind of it that the Prodigies, they haven't exactly been looking hot in the last 4 tournaments that they've participated in. They placed in the 7th place in every single tournament in the last 4, and that's over 2 months. So while the guys are good at getting to that middle point, they still never really get further than that, and they are a middle of the pack team so far. But I'm open to being shown that they can get close to the semifinal or even the quarterfinal here today.
Yeah, well, in the next round of competition, because this is a qualifier to get through to the quarterfinals, Zodiac's family await the winner of this game, headed up by Canada. They have made, I guess, maybe a couple more steps through the tournaments. They've actually, Zodiac's family in the next round have got a recent win over Prodigies we see here, but of course, for old Gen's Resurrections, nobody's got a victory over them because they didn't exist before this week. So guys, let's see. Hola a todos, welcome everyone. All of our Spanish speaking fans in the chat. We'll try and throw out some Spanish language you guys' way. For any of you guys who happen to be bilingual, I believe there will be for our PC tournament next week a Spanish stream as well as a European, EU, English stream, I suppose is probably the best way of putting it. Because we definitely, you know, we'll probably just be doing it in a single language. Though I suppose we could always have a Danish sideline.
A Danish sideline?
Yeah, you know, I say one thing, you say the same sort of thing, but in Danish. I don't know if we've got enough Danish audience for that.
I have, or I'm yet to meet a single Danish person who knows of MC5.
Ah, well, so you're saying there's massive growth opportunity.
Exactly.
Well, that's just marvelous. Alright guys, I think we might be looking at trying to get ourselves a different game, because if all the Prodigies players aren't here, which would be a real shame, then we'll have to find something else.
Isn't it, it's... Oh, sorry, no, you're right. It's the Prodigies.
Well, oddly enough, the person they seem to be missing is, I would presume, would be Huncho Jack. So the team of Prodigies is owned by Huncho Jack and Marceline. So you can see Marceline is in the lobby, along with Clueless, their team captain. So I don't know. I mean, you don't always get the team owners playing with their team, because some teams take owner as a kind of more administrative thing, as in they actually run the day-to-day of the team, and other times they're also the best player.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we might have to go for a different game, because now everyone is leaving as well.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna try the key that Soldier Girl gave us.
Okay, if that doesn't work, then what we'll do instead is we'll get you guys live onto stream to show off your skills, and just kill a little bit of time until our next ESL match comes a-floating down the river that we call live. I think so that key was for we got another key, which might be for a working game. Crocs or
Yeah.
Boy Crow?
The one
like our streams.
Soldier Girl gave us doesn't work, so yeah,
Okay.
we don't have a game right now.
That's fine. So we're just going to get set up here for our first community game. And we'll put it in you guys' hands as to what we're going to start out with. So let's just change over a few bits and pieces here. There we go. So do come and join us. We'll send out the global chat invites, and the passkey ESL123 will bring you into the center of the action. And then we'll just kick things off from there.
I love kicking things. Thumbs up.
Roar. How terrifying. So, well, we've got the chance to go through it for any of you guys who are coming to stream it for the first time in a while, or the first time at all. Let's just run through a little bit of what the rules are for today's competition, because it's also important to know, if you're coming to join our community games, you will be operating more or less under the same kind of rules. So we've got tier 7 and below weapons allowed, which means no prestige weapons whatsoever, and also tier 3 and below armor, which means that, you're not going to be seeing too much high-end equipment. I think most people pretty much use the werewolf armor, just because it gives you a pretty sick melee kill animation.
Well, it's also the armor that you can get with the most amount of defense. So I think that's probably a part of it as well. But you're definitely right, Confit. Being able to slay someone by just pumping your hand through their heart is a pretty damn cool way of killing them.
Crocs by Crow, yes, you can absolutely get this on Android. So this is the iOS tournament at the moment. At some point there'll be a server merge between the two, so iOS and Android will basically become the same game. But for the time being, absolutely, you can get it on Android. It's all free. You just go and play it. You unlock stuff by just playing the game a bunch. Or you can pay for things, but you don't have to. And certainly, you can join in with the community games right from the beginning. Though, getting some amount of unlocks is always a decent idea. So we've got a couple of people, but hopefully we can grab a few more. Annabelle Vargas, hello, welcome to the stream. And yes, as Hero Gaming Simon says, the Android Weekly Tournament will be next weekend. Coming up, we've got our PC Monthly Finals tomorrow in place of our regularly scheduled iOS competition. And so that'll be at 4 o'clock UK time, which will hopefully make it a bit easier to figure out. Hello, we got score 7, lovely. If we can just get up to 4, then we'll get started.
Guys, join up. We want to see you play on the stream. Show us how it's done. Because after all, Peter and I, we are not very good at the game. So we need to have people like you show us how we should play MC5.
Antonio Garcia, welcome. If you're an iOS player, come and join us live on stream. Let's see. So, D-Less, it's time, while we wait for the players to show up, I think it's time to get back to your Spanish language lessons.
Have I ever taken Spanish lessons, Peter?
Well, I feel like a while ago we might have tried to go through it. So, first word, hola.
Means hello.
Yes. Say with me. Alright. So, a todos means everyone.
Hola a todos.
There you go. That's hello, everyone. See, you're speaking Spanish already. I'm so proud of you.
Guten Tag, alles.
Well, we're in the European language area, certainly. Well, let's get these guys added up if we haven't already. I love you. Why, thank you.
What? Wait, what now? Does someone love you?
I don't know. Well, I think it's more of a general thing. Alright. So, do you know how to say, how's everyone doing?
Nope. But I suspect that you're gonna tell me.
Well, so it's, let's see. I think Como están is, How you doing?
Come on, Stan.
Come on, Stan. So
Come on,
no
Stan.
N at the end of the first word.
Okay.
And then, come on, Stan todos. How's everyone doing?
That is very, very hard.
Well, you got the come on, Stan part, right?
Come on, Stan.
Come on,
Come on.
Stan.
Stan.
There you go. So put those two together.
Come on, Stan.
You were doing so well.
Come on, Stan.
Oh no, you're regressing.
Oh man, there's a reason why I know how to speak German and not Spanish.
Is that because you've never had such a skillful teacher as myself? Don't worry, we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. I'll learn, he'll learn, we'll all learn. So, Soldier Girl and Big Gorilla are admins running everything behind the scenes. They'll do their best to get us a ESL game in just a few moments more, hopefully. But we will have to wait for the first games, I suspect, of a lot of the series to be underway. So we'll just kick back and relax, head to overtime to see what you guys have got to show us. I hope what you've got to show us is scarifying. Ooh, well, there you go. I was scared. Were you scared, Deedless?
I can't say so, unfortunately. I think that wasn't as scary as I thought it could have been.
Ah, you're so scared that you've lost the ability to feel scared. I understand.
Sure.
They scared the fear right out of yous. I'm so sorry. I shall let your parents know.
What? What's happening? I'm so confused.
I don't know. But I'm having a rather good time already. Hey, Rayhan Charles. Welcome over on the Facebooks. And Hero Gaming Simon. 4 ghosts. Deedless. I don't know how to tell you, but our ghost meter has reached 4 ghosts out of 5. That's the most ghosts we've ever had on stream.
What's happening?
Thank you. Thank you, Hero Gaming Simon, for letting us know. Oh, it's alright. So it's 4 spoops out of 5, but it's 3 happy faces out of 7. So, I don't feel too bad. Uh-oh. Oh, gosh. New update. Fresh in from the front. I've received this telegram. It is, apparently, 5 spoops and 2 cools. Deedless, I just don't know what to make of this.
Oh, guys, save me. I'm gonna leave this call soon.
Okay. I understand.
I'm not getting anything out of this, Peter. It's like an abusive relationship.
I see. Well, you do you. You do you.
Thank you. Thank you. I prefer to do myself. And not have to talk about ghosts and all.
So, if any of our lovely folks in the audience wish to speak some Danish, how would they ask how everyone was, or say hello to everyone in Danish?
Hvordan går det alle sammen?
Wait, what?
You would say, hvordan går det alle sammen?
Oh boy, we're going to need to break this down a lot, because each of those words sounds completely unfamiliar.
Well, you actually never use your tongue in Danish, right? Because when you're speaking English, your tongue is all over the place. But when you're speaking Danish, you don't really use your tongue. But anyway, so first up, you want to say hvordan
Hvordan?
går.
Wait, I'm going to write this down. Hvordan
Går
går
det
det
alle sammen.
Salmon? Like the fish?
No. Well, you would pronounce it the same way, but it's not spelled like the fish.
Oh, Big Gorilla has got a special, I presume that's Danish message for you in the YouTube chat. I don't even know how to pronounce it. So I assume I'm probably saying something silly in Danish, but hopefully not. So Voda går det eller sammen?
Yeah, now I just asked how's it going, everyone?
Ah, okay. So in exciting news,
we have a code.
Yes, and it's even the same team we were looking at before. So it looks like they did find their last player. So we'll leave you guys to finish up the game. You can still join in all the way through to the end. But we're going to check in with Resurrections, OGS, Old Gen's Resurrections against Prodigies, which apparently has already got its first game done. And that first game, as we suspected, went across to the 6 spoops out of 7 Old Gen's team.
So, yeah, OGS winning the first game, kind of it. That is honestly not that surprising. We did talk about how Prodigies, they haven't exactly had, or they don't exactly have the best record coming into this series. So OGS, they just had the better record and the best stats going for them.
So Rayhan Chows saying better use Grinder. Normally that would be the solution to all of life's problems. But in this particular context, we only allow tier 7 and below weapons in our community games and in our ESL games. So it's come to a decision quite a long time ago at this point that it was because everybody used Dread Eyes and Grinders and things, that it was better off just including only the lower tier weapons, and it seems to have stuck for quite a long time.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so let me see. I can't even begin to say what Big Gorilla said, but if I'm going to read it out just as it's written, it's Hedge Daedalus, Jedge kan tail dansk ved, gleip, eif in oversetter.
Can you write that, or can you send it to me in our DMs?
Well, it's in the YouTube. It means, hi Daedalus, I can speak Danish using a translator.
Ah, yeah, well, that, I got like the first part of it, and then I didn't understand what you said.
Well, I'm impressed if you understood any of it.
Thank you. I understood a bit of it. You get an E for effort.
Let's see.
みんな元気ですか?
Congratulations.
Oh man, I really like that. So, in Japanese, Minna, everyone. I really like Minna. It's a satisfying word to make with your mouth. So if you want to say how is everyone doing in Japanese, I'm using Google Translate to read this out so I can remember.
みんな元気ですか?
Mina genki desu ka? I don't understand the individual component parts there, but I definitely know that Mina is everyone because that comes up in anime all the freaking time.
I don't watch a lot of anime, so I wouldn't be able to say.
Well, what does a Daedalus watch? What kind of programs are popular in Denmark?
I recently started watching Pokemon, the OG ones with my girlfriend. What? They are really a trip down memory lane, and honestly, watching them, they are way more childish than I remember.
In what respect? I have not seen it for quite a long time.
It's just the way Ash speaks is very childish. The way that they handle situations very childish. It's very much like, oh, we have a problem. How do we solve it? Okay, this is how we do it. Like you would do in a kids show.
Big Gorilla says Daedalus seems like the type of guy who would watch anime. I honestly don't even know how to interpret that, really.
Honestly, the problem about me and TV series and anime in that respect as well is that once I start watching a TV series or a show, whatever you want to call it, I just can't stop myself. Like, I will literally sit there and just binge watch stuff, even though I actually have real life commitments. I will just binge watch. So that's why I don't watch shows, because I know I won't be able to stop myself. So I watch a lot of movies instead, because that's like 2 hours out to use of my life instead of like 10.
I think that's fair enough. Like, you're definitely encouraged to binge shows by the release model that places like Netflix have, where you get a whole series at once, so you can theoretically watch it all at once. I find I kind of like it though, because it gives you an opportunity to practice that self-control, because it will definitely not do it for you.
I do not have any self-control when it comes to shows.
Oh no. Silver John Fernandez over on Facebook, welcome to the stream. We are just getting into our second game between Old Gens, Rez and Prodigies, the first game of which was played off stream, and the prize for the winner of this series will be the chance to go up against Zodiac's family in the quarterfinals. Score Gaming, Into the Wild, Great Clan and Zodiac's family all got a bye through the first round. So they will have their opponents decided shortly. For now, they just get to sit back, relax, perhaps partake of some Japanese anime, or maybe even a good old-fashioned Godzilla movie. I'm trying to think of I think there must be like Japanese animated movies. Like, I'm sure that's a thing.
Oh. Well, you have, what's it called?
Oh, well, perhaps I would say, like, if you haven't seen Grave of the Fireflies,
No, I've watched that one.
Yeah, I'll say that's a really good example of one which I think pretty much anybody could get something out of.
I've watched a lot of the Studio Ghibli ones.
Yes.
I've watched more or less all of those. I've also watched what's it called? Kimi no Naba.
What's that one?
It's called Your Name.
Oh, yes. I did see a really nice little phone background video thing you could have where two people's phones would be put side by side, and then it played a little, an animation from that with the two characters coming together, which I thought was really cute.
Yeah, but that's a very good movie. I think my favorite Studio Ghibli movie is Princess Mononoke.
I don't think I've seen that for a really long time, but I know it's a lot of people's favorite movies of that like group.
Yeah, I think that, and then Princess Nausicaa.
Oh, Nausicaa.
Nausicaa, yeah.
I don't know if I'm even saying that right at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but like that one and Princess Mononoke is just amazing.
Yeah, I think.
But to be honest, like you have a buttload of amazing movies from Miyazaki. You also have Chihiro and the Witches, and you also have Howl's Moving Castle.
I've got to go back and watch that stuff over again. I think there's definitely different audiences in mind with different ones of the movies. The most recent one I saw was Mary and the Witch's Flower, which was, I think, it wasn't made by Studio Ghibli. It was made by people who used to work there, I think, and it was visually really, really good. But the story was a little bit kind of empty, because I think while they had lots of really good animators, they don't really have. And they had good animators, they had good, they had good music. It looked like a Studio Ghibli film. It's just it didn't really have like a meaningful story behind it, and I was like, that's a shame.
Yeah. Oh, another one of the best movies I watched as well is what's it called in English? The one about the young witch.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Kiki?
Kiki's Delivery Service, yes.
That's such a good movie as well.
Yeah. Oh man, I've got to go back and just bang through them. Because, yeah. There's
Oh,
Actually, there we go. I bet you guys are probably quite tired of us talking about completely irrelevant things. So, to the game itself. ESL action kicks off as Old Gen's Res, made up of a collection of veteran players, but playing under a new banner in the Old Gen's Resurrected squad against Prodigies, who I think are going to be in for their fight of their lives.
and Prodigies, they're going to have to win this game if they want to stay alive. So it's going to be one hell of a task that they have ahead of them. But start looking at here at Trissy. He's coming out with that sniper rifle. Will not be the first one to find a kill, however. It's going to be Isa and Jari also finding a kill right there with that grenade launcher. And Old Gens off to a good start.
Yeah, this is, well, the Old Gens, an old team around. I presume that's what the team name is referring to. Just bringing back the Old Gens banner. Old Gens Resurrections. Perhaps even more than one resurrection on the cards here. As Prodigies, they do manage to pick up a few kills for themselves. Drizzy doing a really nice job on the sniper duties with that aim in hand.
Ooh, but immediately the Prodigies, they fight back, and Old Gens, they're not going to get this for free. If you look at the scoreboard kind of it, you would be able to see that for Prodigies, it's mainly Trissy putting in the work. You can also make a case for Vincent, but Trissy, with those 3 kills, is the one putting in the most amount of work. Now Vincent up there as well. But anyway, just it's 2 guys carrying the entire team, and that is good. You always want someone putting in the work. But it also means it's a bit fragile. If you don't have anyone else putting in the work and building a structure around that one strong player, then it just becomes very, very easy to tumble your entire team.
Rain Curves. We don't, I believe, have a date on the next update for Modern Combat 5, but there is new information being sent out by the content creators at the moment, so definitely check out some of your favorite MC5 content creators, and they should have some information about the update, which has already been released. I won't mention what it is here, but it is pretty neat. So I definitely recommend you check out the info as it starts to thread out into the world.
Yeah, I am certainly looking forward to that new update kind of it. It's going to be fun, but so far, a team not having fun is Prodigies. They're behind 10 kills.
Yeah, we saw this very strong performance from Tara Vincent, and Drizzy now has started to drop behind Marceline, who noted before as one of the Prodigies team owners, just trying to hold the line at the moment as the Old Gens, they pick up ahead of Steam. And man, I told you, D-List, I told you, Issa N, one of the most prolific MC5 players. You see them in pretty much as many tournaments as they can get away with playing in, and they nearly always are putting on a ludicrous level of performance.
Certainly are, and for Old Gens, they are getting a lot of help from his end. Right now, sitting at 12-1, he's been able to rack up a lot of kills, got another one there. With those 13 kills, it just means that Old Gens, they are miles ahead of the Prodigies.
And of course, as we mentioned before, Old Gens, they got their first victory of this series off screen, which means that if they just get 3 more kills, they are going through to the quarterfinal stage to face off against Zodiac's family.
And there we go. So that's going to be OTS winning this round of 16. They're going to move up to face Zodiac's family, as you mentioned, kind of fit. So that's going to be another interesting matchup, because that is 2 strong teams. Obviously, Zodiac's family coming in as our 2nd seeded team, a team you need to respect.
So Issa with just crazy bonkerness there. 14-1. Virtually, or Taco, with a very similar scoreline. Pretty terrifying stuff. I'm going to note down these names, actually. So you're Virtually and Issa, the ones to watch for the future games. There's quite a good chance that we'll get to see the Old Gens next game. But for now, we need you guys back on stream once again, as we'll set you up with a community game during the break while we wait for our next ESL game to begin. So, D-List, which map are you feeling like for this community game?
Ooh, let's go to canals.
You are a bold one. Alright, let's give it a try.
Well, that's why they call me General Kenobi.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come and join us, friends from around the world. Let's see.
Why do you always assume that people are your friends, Peter?
Well,
Have you asked them if they want to be your friends?
I feel like it's an invitation to become friends.
I don't.
Have you? I don't know if you've come across this idea of that. I've certainly come across this a little bit in when I used to do more office work. It's that sometimes people will kind of call you. I can't remember what it is. It's not like I don't know if it's quite friend, but it's something to that effect. It actually does work really well in getting people on side, because a lot of the time you're kind of wondering, like, you know, what does this person think of me? But then when they, you know, they address you in a familiar fashion, I think as long as you're not like kind of, you know, put off by that, then I think it's a good way to kind of, you know, become friends the faster.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
So, Probably Lucky, Aslo, and Esgi GN, welcome all of you to the stream. I hope if you guys are playing on iOS that you will come and grace us with your presence. Hopefully, we can get some people in for this free-for-all on canals. I do worry it's not the most popular map because it's quite a big map, and we'll need to... probably...
Well, we can always go to a different one if you want to. We could go to Conversion.
Probably Lucky, are you playing on iOS? If you don't see the game in the listing, then I think you should still be able to find it by passkey. Well, I don't know. Okay, now we've got a person, so we'll see if we can find some more frienders.
Hey, one person. So far, so good.
How strange. But yeah, be sweet. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. As I said, we'll probably be getting into our next ESL game before too much longer. Yes, I imagine Probably Lucky. The most likely explanation is going to be if you're playing on iOS. How strange. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna just switch over to perhaps say, let's go for the streets. ESL 123. That's all fine. So I'll check they haven't done anything weird with the passkey. Nope, no spaces or anything surprising. Alright, so I'll quickly create that game again. But yeah, if you can't see it from the passkey ESL 123, then I would definitely recommend you instead use the global chat invite. So you may need to put yourself into the English language chat to be able to see it, but it should be... There we go. Yep, it's in the global chat there. But don't worry. Probably Lucky if you did manage to find the game. Well, either way around it, we'll get you guys in there for a few moments more.
Well, welcome to the game.
So let's say... I'm sorry.
Excuse me, what now?
Whoop. I was trying to figure out what that was off the side of the screen there. I think we've got a... Yes. Alright, we've got Senpai in. Now we just need to find a few more buddies to call our own.
I'm crossing my fingers. I would love to see more people join up. Okay, so looking at the bracket. Can we swap to the bracket real quick, Peter? Then we can update everyone on how the bracket is developing.
Oh sure, just a second. And I think we should be good. Alright, so Deedless, what's the hot topics in our current ESL tournament bracket?
Okay, so from the start, Severe were able to move ahead after going 2-1 against Tsunami. So they're going to face up against Score Gaming in the quarterfinal. Just below them, Old Glory and Into the Wild both won 2-0. So they're going to be matching up in the quarterfinal. And obviously, down in the bottom, so there's Family versus OGS. But Grey Clan, we're not sure who they are going to be facing up against.
Yeah, there you go, guys. So if you'd like to see that for yourself and keep track, then I'll just post that into the chat. Manses, Ruiz, Donato. Oh, you're coming to playing as well? Excellent. Alright, we've got 3 people to start with. So we don't end up running out of time. I'll throw out one more global chat invite. Then we'll get this game started. And we'll be able to get you guys live onto stream. So let's go. And we'll catch y'all on the other side of the break with hopefully our next round of ESL action. Welcome, my babies. We're coming into Severe versus Score Gaming, our first official quarter-final match of the day. Dealers.
Did you just say welcome, my babies?
I did.
Oh my god. That. Oh god. Guys, first game here between these two teams. 11 getting first kill. Get me out of here already, please. Thank you.
I forgot. Danish people are brought by the stork. How insensitive of me.
That's a Danish tradition as well. We hang storks outside.
You hang storks?
No, well, like cardboard storks, like tree storks. We put them outside our houses when we just got a baby.
Well, there you go. Learn something new every day. If you're a tree, or maybe if you're a plant stalk, you need to stay away from Daneland.
Anyway, Severe right now 2 kills up against Score Gaming. Now Score Gaming obviously coming in as our clear favorites. They are the first seeded team, taking on Severe 8th seeded team. So there's a big difference. But Severe, we know that they have played a lot in the past and they have been at the very top. So they are not unknown to going up against teams like Score Gaming.
Yeah, well, we've noted before in our PC tournament, there are a lot of teams that had their tournament runs cut short by an encounter with Score Gaming. Now, it hasn't always been the case. I mean, Severe, they're a pretty strong team in of themselves, and they're not showing any fear so far.
Oh, they certainly aren't, but it's also a slow game that we're seeing right here. It's all about the assaults, the snipers, and the long-range combat. And it also does mean that teams like Score Gaming, when they fall behind, they will stay behind, because unless they make an aggressive push and find those shots and actually land those shots as well, then they won't be making that comeback. But now, slowly making that comeback, actually 9-7, and now 9-8, 9-9. And kind of it's completely even. Never mind what I'm saying about not making a comeback.
Yeah, very, very even in these opening minutes as Jester comes in like a freight train and tears through the shred, living up to its name. Managed to get a whole bunch of kills before finally falling down. Kyo does find a nice flank across as Ferragomo drops down another kill, but we're starting to see Score Gaming breaking away from the pack.
Well, they're slowly moving up here. Score Gaming, obviously, as our first seeded team, also a team that know how to be in this position and be this team with all the pressure on them. Here in this game, making sure to not panic, even though it is a slow and steady game.
Quizzy over on Twitch and J Escobar on Facebook. Hope you guys are doing well. So we've reached the halfway point between, and Fnatic is doing some nice work. Not the Score member I'm as familiar with as, say, Danny and Arcade, and to an extent YOLO. I think Jester as well, one of the newer members of the squad, performing extremely well and making good use of the very powerful shred that has picked up popularity recently.
Well, he has found 4 kills so far with that weapon. Now Severe, finding 2 kills right there, putting themselves a bit better in a position to overtake Score Gaming once again. But with 3 minutes left to go and Score Gaming slowly starting to build this kill lead for themselves. Now with 4 kills, it is starting to become very problematic for Severe to make this comeback.
Yeah, looking very, very good. YOLO just been racking up the numbers and smashing through as far as they can go, as quickly as they can go. Sorry about that, just cleaning up the YouTube chat a little bit. Because I think some people are getting a little overexcited. Anyway, back to the game itself, because that's what matters. Score Gaming ahead by 5. Looking pretty good. Jester continues to perform extremely well as YOLO just drives up the numbers. Jester keeps that KDA on point.
Jester 5-2. He is putting in a lot of work here for his team. And now that is certainly helping them quite a lot. They are ahead by 4 kills, so they have a good lead to work with, but the game is slowly starting to actually accelerate, and the teams, they are going at each other all the time, and it's working out in favor of Score Gaming, who are coming out ahead here in these duels.
Ferragamo does manage to grab a kill or two back with 2 minutes, or slightly less thereof on the clock. Ferragamo finds the flank around, takes out another Score member, and maybe, just maybe, Severe are in a position to bring this one back. Yellow's definitely the player to watch if you want to see some kills, you want to see some deaths, as they show no fear whatsoever. But it's still Jester with 5 more kills than deaths that's keeping Score Gaming ahead.
Score Gaming just ahead by a tiny margin, Counterfeit, but time is running out. 1 minute and 15. If they can just keep this lead of 2 kills just for a little bit more, just a little bit longer, then they are fine. They find a kill there, Arcade putting themselves in a better position. 1 minute left to go.
The thundering of the bullets going past Score Gaming's ears. As yes, these final few moments tick away, you can see the defensive line of Score Gaming is set up on the south side of the map. We've got Arcade holding the far east against any potential flank, and one is coming. 11x and Zen, the strongest player on Severe. Both are trying to make it round, but Jester will find them.
Oh, 38 to 42. Jester finding a kill right there, Counterfeit. As you mentioned, doing pretty well. YOLO also finding a kill, as he will be traded over to Kyo. But Jester still on that rampage, and he finds another one. 12 to 6. But Severe getting closer and closer, but 15 seconds left to go, and there's a 4-kill lead here for Score Gaming.
So still looking to Zen to try and save this one for Severe. Zen have taken the territory back. Jester goes down, but Score Gaming have bled Severe enough, and it's a 4-kill advantage to take that first quarterfinal game home.
Score Gaming, well played by them, Counterfeit. Making sure to just run out the clock when they knew that they could do that. Just ran it down, made sure not to give up too many kills towards the last minute over to Severe, and played it down to them having that kill lead. And now that means that here on our first map, on Vantage, they're going to be the victors, but we're going to Rooftops next. And I honestly am looking forward to seeing how that will pan out between the two teams, because they started out really slowly, and Rooftops is still a map where you can play it slow, but you usually don't see these very fast games.
John Coppers, welcome to the stream. You love this game? We love to have you here, and we hope to entertain you this evening. Yes, our quarterfinal just getting started here. There's a good chance we may end up with a second quarterfinal today before we get into the semi-finals proper. So hope you guys will be along for the ride. See, there's let's see, I have to use Google Translate to figure out what's being said there. It's always fun when you don't have too much of an idea what someone's saying, except they mention a word in there you recognize. In this case, it would be cog. Let's see.
Cog as in an ACOG?
As in a cog V.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Let's see. It is Japanese, and it says... Unfortunately, yes, because it's technical language, Google Translate doesn't necessarily do super well. But I think I get the rough idea, which is that they're comparing the COG V to the sniper rifles and saying that, I think broadly, if you can avoid the first shot from the sniper, then you're probably going to win out with a COG.
Yeah, well, I think that makes a lot of sense. If you can get up close and personal against the sniper, and you have an assault rifle or a shotgun, then you're always going to be stronger, because those sniper rifles aren't good in close-to-close combat.
Well, thank you for your opinion on the COG, dear Japanese friend. But for now, guys, we're going to take a little break while we get set up for that next quarter final match. Severe and Score Gaming, a difference of just 4 in the first game. But we'll see what happens. Game 2 coming up after the break. Alright, let's get it on. Score Gaming and Severe at it once again as we head to the rooftops. A breath of fresh air is just what Severe needed as they have to win this game.
They definitely do, but Counterfeit, they were fairly close with the opponents in game number 1. They were only separated by 4 kills overall, so it's not like Severe. They lost heavily. They can certainly take this game against Score Gaming, and they're coming off to a good start as they find 3 kills in a quick succession.
You can see Zen going big for the team. Now it's worth noting that we are seeing a little bit of a change of roster from the Score Gaming side. King Gomatax, the leader of Score Gaming, taking to the field all personal-like in this second game. We'll see how they perform, because Score Gaming, yep, they did pretty well in the last game, so I'm surprised that they want to mix things up in game 2.
Kind of it. Sometimes you just need to bring something fresh out, and right here, with Gomatax coming in, Severe, they're playing against a player that they might not know how will behave, and thus giving themselves, then Score Gaming will give themselves a bit of an advantage.
You see Jester back on that shred. Once again, not finding those kills from before, but last time round we did have to wait for a while before Jester really popped off. With the massive ammo capacity of the shred, it's really successful in banging through multiple kills in a row. Gomatax grabs one, but does go down. Let's see. So it's Kama, 3 and 1 so far, fleeing across the top of the rooftops, away from the main source of the fight. Is Kyu with the Bramson, rains down bullets upon Score Gaming as they attempt to break through the defensive line.
Danny coming up there, finding 1 kill, but will immediately go down. YOLO also pushes up, and here comes Jester, looking for those kills, but now everyone for some Severe. They run down from the rooftops. Jester, he can't find anyone as they're not there.
Has thrown down the health pack to at least give Score Gaming a defensible position, but you're right. As Zen is able to help clear out the rooftops. Does get hit in the back though from Terran G. A nicely placed imp shot. Looking to try and slot a point round the corner. Nice bit of pistol work to catch the fleeing Severe and punish them while they try and transition.
Now I love how close this game is, Counterfeit, and I especially love that we're seeing so much action here on rooftops. Usually the teams, they just slow it down and they fire from the top of the rooftops down through the vents, but no, these teams, they are angry and they want to go ham at each other. Right here, YOLO finding another kill, and we're fighting on the top, we're fighting down below, we're fighting everywhere, and I love it. I just love this aggression.
Yeah, this is one of the most dynamic games of rooftops I think we've seen for a while. You know, we're not seeing the teams trying to go for necessarily, strategic blockages of certain areas. They're just full on fighting the whole time, all the way across the rooftops. It's still dead even. To check back in with the numbers, YOLO is again putting in a full day's work for Score Gaming. The rest of the team not even close. Danny, the best kill death assist KDA ratio with 3 kills, 2 deaths so far, apart from YOLO.
Well, Danny doing pretty damn well for himself as well, but it is still YOLO at the top of the scoreboard right now. Score Gaming getting a lot of military support as well, helping them to stay even and competitive here against Severe, but it's not enough to give them a kill lead at all.
3 minutes left to play. Score Gaming, they've got the game advantage. They've still got a lot of powerful players in the field. Zen, we saw from the very start of the game, doing some real nice stuff, and the commander has now switched across to the assault, and is still rocking a pretty good score line. As you can see, Score Gaming, they're up on top of the roof. They are very mobile around trying to make sure they cover as many entrances as possible. I think they're trying to spot Severe before they manage to get a foothold.
Well, if they can catch them before they get comfortable, then you will have the best possible advantage to work with. Now, Daniel finding 1 kill right there alongside Jester. But Score Gaming starting to run away with this game. For a long time it's been even, but now Score Gaming with a 4-kill lead. It's not so good for Severe at all.
Yeah, Zen getting taken out off screen as the fighting breaks out anew. 11X does find a flank through to hit from the side. And falls down low as they attempt to disengage. Just 2 minutes left in. As you're right, Score Gaming, they keep building on that lead from before. Severe, they're struggling to get out here, and Score Gaming are in the perfect position to punish them.
We can credit this lead coming in from Score Gaming to the military support. They have gotten so much military support just from all the kills that they're finding right now. 6-2 in terms of military support compared to Severe Gaming's military support. And it's just worked out amazingly for Score Gaming.
And up on the rooftops, it can be tricky to get rid of those recon aircrafts if you're the team on the lower floors, because you literally just won't see the sky for an extended period. Score Gaming kept up their own recon aircraft for a long time, but maybe things are about to change as Levin and the rest of Severe, they bully their way out onto the main rooftops and they drive Score Gaming themselves underground.
But Counterfeit, we're coming down to the last 50 seconds, and it's so even, 43-44. It couldn't get closer, but Severe, they are so close that they can taste it, and they might be able to actually win this game. They have 48 kills, they need 2 more.
Score Gaming throwing it good money after bad. They're trying to charge up the stairs to save the game, but in fact, all they may have done is put this game beyond repair. Severe were more than ready for that the Mexican team's aggression. 20 seconds left. I think Severe, barring something massive, have done it and equalized the series.
San coming in and finding that last kill, but Counterfeit, Score Gaming, they drop a game right here. So we're going to the last deciding map, Museum, between these two teams. And what a competitive upper quarterfinal we have. Score Gaming nearly getting bested by our 8th seeded team. And they are, after all, the first seeded, so they should have been having an easy time here in the upper quarterfinal. Alas, they're not getting that. And we have a competitive series on our hands.
Yes, Hero Gaming, Simon, that was a very well played game from Severe. I think Score Gaming maybe started to feel like they were, they had the series in the bag, but very much not the case. Guys, let us know, how many ghosts out of 5 would you rate that one? With 1 being the minimal spoopiness, and 5 being the spoopiest thing you've ever seen in your darn life. Guys, we've got the decider match to come up, or decider game. Score Gaming versus Severe. The quarterfinals is going to end in this next game. We'll see you there. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Score Gaming and Severe, for the last time this tournament, go face to face, head to head here on the museum. Whose dream will become a reality and which one will only be written about in the ancient records? Let's find out.
It comes down to this last game kind of fit for Severe and for Score Gaming. It's been so close in the last 2 games, so I wouldn't make a single guess on who's going to take this, simply because it's just been so close. It's come down to the last kill. It's been a difference of like 2 kills overall. So for the 2 teams, there's a lot on the line, and I'm sure that there's a psychological pressure as well, seeing as how the last 2 games they have played out.
Well, Score Gaming will find themselves a strong start as they find 4 kills. Jester, who kind of struggled to find their feet a little bit in the previous game, is now having a much better time in the museum. You can see as the bullets fly overhead from Jester, they've got the support from the rest of the team. That's what happens when you've got a sheer amount of bullets. You can get a lot of things done in a hurry as Jester tears in to Severe. Will fall down to Zen on the tail end, but the damage has been done.
But right now, Score Gaming 5 kills up. It's looking much better for them here and much more dominant, but they are yet to get that military support. So this lead that they have still very fragile as they're not getting the help from the bombers and the airstrikes to just put even more kills in the lead for themselves.
Danny on the roam around. It looks like Big Head is where Score Gaming are going to make their current stand. Danny is slapping down. An attempted move in from Severe. As Ferragamo is dancing around trying to find a different way in.
But now the military support is coming in. Bombers, drones, everything is coming in, and suddenly Severe they're in a much worse situation. Danny picking up a kill with that bomber, and the airstrikes also slowly coming in, not finding any kills, but Score Gaming nearly a 10 kill lead. It's looking so good for them right here in Severe. Looking like a team that can't really do anything.
Severe right in the center of the map, trying to swarm there. It seems to me they're getting hit from multiple angles, but if the whole of the Severe team breaks out in one direction, surely they'll be able to overwhelm a Score Gaming team that's trying to encircle them. However, that doesn't seem to be happening, as instead that lead just keeps on growing.
Score Gaming aren't, as you said, kind of just getting in, or are just simply in the lead, and they are growing that lead quite efficiently. Right now, 13 kills in the lead. This is the biggest that we've seen between these 2 teams, and I think that this upper quarterfinal has been decided simply because it's been so close between these 2 teams in the last 2 games, and now it's not even close at all. There's no competition, and Score Gaming, they are miles ahead of Severe, so I just don't see how Severe can actually make that comeback.
And something I really want to point out there from Jester, who's been doing extraordinarily well, is we got to see some very direct use of that deployable cover. Jester was about to die, but instead threw down the bullet shield behind them, and he just fired back through it to get the kill in return. So we come close to the halfway mark. Score Gaming, they are way over that. Severe yet to even hit up to 20, and you can see that the Severe players are trying to kick it into overtime.
But they are doing everything that they can, but it's just so very hard. And Score Gaming, we said they didn't get a lot of military support, but now they've gotten that, and they are absolutely reaping all the benefits from that, giving themselves a gigantic lead with them having 7 military support compared to 2 of Severe.
3 minutes left to play. Score Gaming, they may well have secured their place as a result of this game. Remember, this is just the quarterfinals. It feels like a semis or a finals. These 2 teams going at each other so fiercely. But this is only part of the journey that one or the other of these teams will be taking here today. They've barely got... This is Score Gaming's first match. They've already had to pour out so much aggression.
Certainly have, and honestly kind of it. Oh my god, Arcade, big push right there, but Score Gaming Going past 40 kills. I don't think we're even going to see Severe picking up 30 kills with the way that this game is running. Score Gaming, they're just going to end it in 10 seconds.
Jets are doing incredibly well, but Arcade flying under the radar a little bit during this one. While the Sniper has been picking up a truly ludicrous amount of kills while keeping their own deaths absolutely minimal. Severe, they have officially made it halfway home, but Score Gaming, they've got 1 foot out the door and to their next game already.
Oh, but now for Severe, everything is over and they're going to fall prey here in the quarterfinal. The first seeded team, as we said, will be the victors. We said that they were the big favorites going into this quarterfinal, and Severe, they gave them a big run for their money. But they're not going to take them down. And Score Gaming, they're going to move into the semi-final to face up against Into the Wild.
Ah, it has already been decided then.
It certainly has. All our semi-finals have been decided.
Ah, so if we know that it's Into the Wild versus Score Gaming, what's our other semi-final?
Great Clan versus OGS Resurrection.
Ooh, then we are spoiled for choice, guys. Just take a quick look over the scoreboards again. It is Arcade who carried the hell out of Score Gaming in that last game. Everyone else's scores, were good, but Arcade's was blinding. Guys, come and join us on stream. We've got a little bit of time before our next ESL match gets started. If you're on iOS and you'd like to take part, use the passkey ESL123. And we'll get the game set up in just a second. So let's go for a team battle. Where's it gonna be, Deedaloos?
Why do I always have to make the choice?
I just wanted you to be involved.
Okay, well, if I have to make the choice, then let's go to construction site.
Okay, I won't ask you next time, that's fine.
No, please do ask me. But anyway, let's go to construction site. We've only seen that once today, so let's go for a bit more of it.
So guys, come, show your skills, display the things you got, what is gonna pay the bills. And perhaps secure your place in a future team down the line. And if you guys who are watching, who are thinking about joining in with the ESL competition, but haven't quite worked up the nerve to do so, this is a great way to do. Because you'll be playing against people from the stream, and potentially even individual players from teams that have already been knocked out. So it's a great chance to get your feet wet without even having to make the minimal commitment of signing up to the tournament itself, because it's always free. You just need to find yourself enough buddies to call your own. Buddies like Big Gorilla. Woohoo!
Is Big Gorilla a buddy?
I
thought he was a guy.
Well, you can be both things at once, surely.
Well, I don't think it's very nice to see him as only a body.
Well, what would you think would be an appropriate term of endearment?
A human.
Well, I mean, I kind of feel that's a fairly minimal.
Well, he's not just a body.
I kind of feel like, well, I mean, I think you might say, hey, my horse is my buddy. But I think most of the time, as Big Gorilla says themselves, they can be both.
I don't think you're seeing what I'm saying, Peter.
I'm definitely not.
I know that you're saying he's a body as in a friend. I'm saying he's not a body as in a human corpus.
Oh. Right.
Exactly.
It only makes sense if you're mispronouncing it. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes, not a body, but a buddy. Big Gorilla's also a gorilla. Actually, this is a good chance to ask us anything. Big Gorilla, why Big Gorilla? Or why the Big Gorilla? Is it a reference to a particular gorilla? Or is it that you in fact are yourself
A big gorilla.
an ape? A great ape?
Hmm.
We seem to have sprung a gas leak. Ulf Martin, I don't have no idea if you're talking to me or not, but I is asking how old somebody is. So I'm just gonna, I assume that everyone's talking to me, if I'm not sure who they're talking to, just because, you know, you never know. Oh, hello, Duel. I am 34. I think Daedalus is 12.
Wait, am I 12?
Sure.
And I'm not even 12. I'm like 11.
One day, man. One day. Maybe even up to a year from now.
Then I can be 12. Yay!
Big Gorilla, apparently that was a randomly chosen Minecraft name. That's a pretty good randomly chosen Minecraft name. I can see where you stuck with it. Whenever I use the sort of streaming video site or video sharing sites for syncing up videos between two people, which is great for when you're trying to practice with another shoutcaster.
It's called Sync Video, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Nova Taylor, yes, I think we might have to get some coffee, perhaps while we're at break, because it is pretty late here, and of course it's even more late in Beetletown.
Yeah, it actually is. It's pretty damn late in Diddletown. Diddletown.
I see you are embracing. Excuse me. Well, guys, let's get this game started, because yes, we'll go and grab a coffee and maybe some delicious water in the intervening time. And I hope you guys will be along for the ride. We'll catch you on the other side of the break as we move towards the semi-final stages. You may be warm and cozy in the warmth of your own home, but there are those who venture beyond the bounds of civilization and return. We call them into the wild. Welcome to the semi-finals, everybody. Score Gaming, we have seen perform already, our number one seeded team. Now they face up against Fresh Meat with Into the Wild, who have made their own journey to make it to this point.
Well, Into the Wild coming here to the semi-final, defeating Lex in the round of 16 and defeating Old Glory in the quarterfinal. So they have fought their way to this semi-final, and now they're looking to take down Score Gaming, the first seeded team, but they have a tall task ahead of them. And right now, Score Gaming, they're coming out better here from the start, picking up a 3-kill lead.
Danny trying to sneak through a kill there as Rude Lies and the other Into the Wild brethren look to try and form a defensive line up in the corner, which is a surprising move, being as Score Gaming are ahead of them and can set up their own defensive line just away from the Into the Wild members and pressure them out. Seems like this has been read as ITW are now out on the main map.
ITW getting some help from those bombers, getting some help from that military support to relieve some of the pressure that Score Gaming are putting on them. But it's not working out in Score Gaming. They're grouping up into two squads, one down to the south and one all the way over to the west. But Into the Wild, they just cut them down immediately and don't allow them to regroup. And suddenly we're back to an even state, 12-12.
Yeah, Rude Lies getting some real sweet pickoffs from long range. As Into the Wild, they're finding some creative ways to pressure Score Gaming. You can see Reek trying to sneak round the side there to provide a distraction, while Into is pressuring the other side. Unfortunately, YOLO will take out that scouting member of the Into the Wild squad. We end up with a deadlock as Into and the rest of them, they face off against each other. Both teams looking for just that single kill to break through.
And it's so close here, kind of fit, and no team is reaping the benefits from that military support. It's 3-3 in terms of military support, so it all comes down to individual skill and who can land those shots.
Oh, is the world going to get a lot more of that military support if things continue to swing as dramatically their way? Getting 5 kills untraded in a row. We just have to wait and see how they're going to cash in that support to really blow open the Score Gaming lines once again.
Oh yeah, for sure, Counterfeit. So that is definitely true, but for now, it's just all about waiting and seeing how it's all going to turn out. It's 19-3, so Into the Wild at least are doing a bit better here for themselves, and time is running out, but it's not like Score Gaming are out of it quite yet.
Score are splitting themselves up pretty heavily though. As you can see, we've got the number 1 and number 4 players going up against Rude Lies, who has proven to be a very fearsome foe for Into the Wild, for the side of Into the Wild. Score Gaming, they seem to have taken a leaf out of Into's book, now secreting themselves in the far corner of the map. But it doesn't seem to be working so far.
No, it certainly doesn't, and it just means that Score Gaming, they're falling further and further behind, kind of it, and at this point in time, Into the Wild, they're looking unstoppable. A big reason why they're doing that is from the military support that has just now gone in their favor. It's 7-3 in terms of military support, and Score Gaming, they're not getting bombers and any airstrikes in to help them cut down Into the Wild and just give them some room to then play around with and push out from.
So 2 minutes 40 left for Into the Wild to cement their first game victory, or for Score Gaming to recover. It doesn't seem like so far that Score Gaming have varied up their game plan for the last minute or so, still sticking with these individual fights across the larger distances. As we've got Riku coming in with the big old shield to lead the charge up. Into the Wild, not satisfied with their current lead, they want even more.
Honestly, I love the idea about picking up a shield and going close to your enemy. Right here, you have nearly a 10 kill lead, so you can afford to not have a sniper. You can afford to have that extra protection and just be a wild card. And it's working out pretty damn well right here with him finding that first kill.
Rika, let's check in with a name there. Won't be able to stand up to a full-on imp shot right to the face, but ultimately, Into the Wild, they are trending in an extremely healthy direction. Score Gaming, they've stuck to their guns, but their guns just don't seem to be pumping out enough firepower. We have got an attempt to break out onto the map with YOLO taking shelter. We'll be going up against multiple members of Into the Wild and will not be able to stand.
But 40 kills has been reached by Into the Wild. Score Gaming, they're only sitting at 30, so this game, with 1 minute being left to play, will show us that Score Gaming are in a bit of a bad situation, and I don't think they're going to make that comeback. They definitely need to find a miracle. They're starting to do that, of course, but Into the Wild, they are just trading those kills and getting awfully close to 50 kills.
I have to wonder if Score Gaming are going to commit in. At this point, traditional play is never, ever, ever going to get them a win, so they need to go crazy bonkers here in an attempt to just overrun Into the Wild again and again. Kill them as they spawn. A straight fight is just going to give the game to the Wild ones.
But Into the Wild, picking up the first game count of it, will mean that they're going to have less pressure going into game number 2. That's going to be on the construction side. It's somewhat the same idea. You want to go ham, you want to go play aggressive against your opponents. And honestly, I will say, having that first game against a team like Score Gaming means that you don't have that psychological effect on you. You're not being pressured as much as you could be. And it also means that you aren't in a position where you think, oh god, I'm down 1 game against the first seeded team. That means that we're probably not going to win the series. And I think that will give the edge over to Into the Wild going into construction site, which will be the next destination.
Guys, we'll see what's going to happen. Certainly Score Gaming came alive at the end of the game. We're going to need to see some more of that fire in their bellies if they're going to survive through and get their place in the grand final. The other semi-finals going on right now. Great Clan versus OGS Resurrections. Only one of these 2 teams from each semi gets to go forward. Let's find out which one it will be. Game 2 of the semis coming up. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Let's get back into things as Score Gaming and Into the Wild will clash once more. On this time at the construction site.
And now once again, Counterfeit. Once again, we see here for Score Gaming, King Gomitax coming in the second game, coming in and rallying the support of his players. After all, he's the owner, he's the captain, he's coming in and showing them how it should be done. We're bringing out that commander to begin with, we'll find one kill, and looking good.
I think, yeah, I was curious to see for Score Gaming whether Gomitax came in when the things were going well, or if they just came in when they felt like the time was right. And it seems like with Score Gaming on the ropes, I kind of admire it. Yeah, if your team is going to go down here, that at least you were part of either saving them or you were part of the problem.
Yeah. I think that's correct, Counterfeit, and I admire the fact that you come in as well and say, guys, we need to change things up. I can help you win this game. And, well, that's a good beginning to the comeback here for Score Gaming. At least now they're finding themselves completely even, more or less, here against Into the Wild. It's only one kill separating the two teams. And we're playing this so slowly right here. All the teams... the two teams, you have Into the Wild down to the north, standing outside, and then Score Gaming shooting from the building.
I realised taking a little bit of a side detour there to try and look for more trouble. Not going to find it this time round though. Danny is lurking in the side there as Score do manage to equalise. So they've kept this game on lockdown so far. Score in control of the central portion of the map. Just waiting and watching for Into the Wild to come to them.
And honestly, Score Gaming, they don't have to move right now. With them being 7-7, they have no pressure on them. There's no reason for them to move out. They can just wait the clock down and then sprint towards Into the Wild. As long as you have one kill in the lead, you can win as long as the clock runs down. And right there, Danny finds that kill, immediately retreats. And now, Score Gaming, they can just retreat as well and force Into the Wild to come to them. But immediately, YOLO goes down, gives out that kill, and now it's Into the Wild in the lead.
I like that approach from Score Gaming, that they sneak around a sniper while holding a defensive line to break the deadlock. Hola, T-Mobile, welcome to the stream. But I think we might start to see the breakdown of these developed strategies as we come later into the game. For Into the Wild and Score Gaming, this game hugely important. This could be the end of the line for Score. This could be the ticket to the finals for Into the Wild.
But yeah, Counterfeit, it's 9-9 right here. And the two teams, they are slowing things down. They're testing the water. They're not giving a finger only to their opponents, but airstrike and bomber being deployed here by Score Gaming. Not finding anything with that airstrike, but bomber still coming in. And Into the Wild, they need to be careful, because if they hit there, if Score Gaming, they find a kill with those military supports, then suddenly they could be in such a good position. But we break out here, the fight comes in 10-10, kills being traded all over the place.
I love that from Score Gaming. That was really smart. Although they may not live to enjoy it. As soon as that bomber came in from above, and they knew Into the Wild would have to take some kind of shelter to avoid it, that's when they struck, trying to draw Into the Wild out into the open. Unfortunately for them, Into the Wild have fired back with even greater ferocity, and on the open field, Into the Wild just seemed to have a more coordinated team.
That's honestly a good point, Counterfeit, but you must also admit that Score Gaming, they tried to push out and they didn't work together as a team. They went for those individual plays, and if there's one thing that we have realized after seeing Into the Wild in the first game, then it is that they are so good at landing those shots, so you don't want to take them on a 1v1 basis. You want to go for the 2v1s, the 3v2s. You always want to have a man in the advantage.
Yeah, and that's the difference. You know, if you're playing as a team like Score Gaming, you definitely can try and make those team coordinated plays, but when it goes wrong, it goes super, super wrong. And this game too seems to be out of control. 2 minutes left on the clock. Score Gaming, particularly Danny, have been putting in a huge amount of work, but it still may not be enough to make the difference.
Looks like Into the Wild could take this upper semi-final 2-0 with the way things are going right now. At least it's going to take a miracle here for Score Gaming to make their comeback, as we're getting to 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and Into the Wild getting very close to 40 kills.
Zaxay Leo asking if Issa N is OP. I think the previous tournament was enough to establish that that very much is the case. But now we're all about the new OPs. We do see Rude Lives a lot of kills, but Sakai 8 and 2. A truly worthy scoreline of a sniper.
That is definitely true. Counterfeit 8-2. Looking good. Dandy on the other side, 1-7, not too good at all for Score Gaming. Their top fragger, Danny, 8-6. Not exactly the cleanest score that you would want to see from a team coming in as our highest seeded team in today's tournament.
Danny, I think the only person on Score Gaming with a positive KDA at the moment. Just a disaster of a game from the Mexican squad Score. For Into the Wild, though, absolutely triumphant. This is how you want to win your semi-finals, convincingly, and with no questions that you head into the grand finals with a heck of a lot of momentum.
And in the grand final, they will be meeting up against OGS Resurrection. So, Into the Wild, they're going to have a fun time in that grand final. Score Gaming simply couldn't compete against them, but Into the Wild, then going up against OGS is going to be a completely different beast, because OGS, they have also been looking on fire in today's tournament.
Congratulations again to Into the Wild for making it all the way through and having their chance now to fight for those $100 prize every week on iOS. There's a chance to walk away with money for your team, so please, if you guys are on the fence about joining in, absolutely take your chance. Of course, it's not something that people can just walk into and start taking away those #1 prizes. Nearly all the teams you'll see playing here today have played in a lot of tournaments, and they've used that experience to climb up, to claw up the ladder until eventually reaching the heady heights of the finals.
Well, kind of it. The best teams are always playing here in those tournaments, but obviously it's not a monthly final, so it's not the best of the best. But the teams, they're trying their best to qualify for those monthly finals by gaining those points. And the best way to gain a lot of points is by getting all the way to the grand final. So OGS and Into the Wild, they're going to get a lot of points here to qualify for the monthly final. Plus, they're going to have a shot at winning today's prize, which is 100 Go for points, which is what you need in order to get into the monthly final, and the $100, which will go to the first place holder.
Hey there, Harry in the chat. Good to see ya, good to see ya. Come and join us one and all as we get ready for our grand finals. We want to make sure you guys get one last chance at least to be on stream again, to show off your skills, to say that perhaps you will be the next Issa N. I mean, man.
MPOP.
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like that's just the same thing. So, Dealus, we saw that Score Gaming, they tried to deploy some team tactics, and those team tactics, they worked relatively well. But when it came to straight up individual player skill, Into the Wild definitely had the edge. Now they'll go up against OGS Resurrection, a team who've never played together in an official capacity before, but is made up of a whole bunch of individually skilled players. I have to wonder what that looks like when you throw 10 superb, but I don't want to say uncoordinated, but untested players into a grand finals.
Yeah, well, kind of it. I just think we're gonna have one hell of a matchup on our hands. It's simply the best two teams here today, and I think it's safe to say that, as we've seen both teams play, that they are the best, and they have been looking way better than their counterparts.
Well, I think we've got enough to get started with. I'll just see if we can tease Big Gorilla in. I think they're probably busy doing admin stuff. But let's get this one started. You can, of course, come and join in with the passkey ESL-123, the contrasenia, to get you into the game. But for now, we'll catch you guys on the other side of the break. The grand finals, assuming everything goes to plan, coming up in just a few minutes' time. They stood in a circle and they fired their guns until only two of them stood. OGS resurrected into the wild beyond the bounds of humanity. Which one is it gonna be, Deedless? Which one will take it all?
Well, it's OGS Resurrections and Into the Wild, and I feel like Into the Wild, they've looked very good, but OGS, they've looked good as well, so I won't make a prediction. I simply can't. I have no clear clue on who's going to take it, but I'm sure we're going to have one hell of a series, and that we could go all the way to 5 games.
I think that's very much possible. As you can hear the pitter-patter of the raindrops on the shields of the commanders across the battlefield. Into the Wild, they win out the first fight by a tiny margin, but we don't usually get to see teams actually fight all the way up and down the stairs on this map. It's usually pretty central instead of a full-on map-wide brawl.
But apparently the teams, they don't care. But now we're talking about going into the middle. Grenades are coming in, but there's a lot of commanders. So it's going to be very, very hard to get into that close corridor. But Into the Wild, they're making that push. 5 kills ahead, and they're looking good.
Not able to break through on that side, but it's looking like still, despite all of this, Into, for who the team I presume is named for, 4-0 so far, cleaning up the tail end of those fights. As let's check around as well and see who else. So Into doing very well, Shanji, Rika in second place position. Over on the other side, the super team of OGS Resurrection, it's having a tough time, I think. Sultan is doing well, has got that shreds ready to pour out the damage to get some kill streaks going, but it's going to be a tough comeback even with this much time on the clock.
It's definitely going to be that. Into the Wild, they have shown that once they get that lead, they can hold on to it. And right now with a 6-kill lead, OGS Resurrections, they are in a bad position.
And we've seen before. Well, so it's not just ISN has been receiving praise in the chat for some very, very strong performances. It has not always been consistent. There are games where ISN will tend to do extraordinary things. Games, you know, and just like everyone else though, there'll be average games and there'll be some, honestly, some pretty subpar games which are all the more noticeable because of how amazing they have been. This intermediate game could turn though, and I think it's going to rely a lot on ISN's performance to turn this from an average game to a comeback game.
But right now it is a comeback game. OGS only behind 2 kills so far, and Isa finding yet another kill right there. Could equalize it, will equalize it, and suddenly it's so close. 32 to 32 kind of bit. It is going to come down to the wire between these two teams.
Man, well, Issa apparently took offense at the very notion that they wouldn't be the deciding factor in this game. Deciding instead to just pitch a tent in the doorway, sit behind that shield, and rock out the damage. There definitely is one of the questions which raises about whether or not that Severance Shotgun might be a little bit too good.
Into the... Sorry?
Go.
Alright, anyway, what I'm gonna say is that OGS, they have figured out Into the Wild. Into the Wild, the huge majority of their kills come from explosive kills. But now that OGS, they aren't grouping up anymore, it means that Into the Wild, they aren't getting that contribution of kills that they need in order to keep that kill lead up for themselves.
And Issa, this time round, advancing, was not able to stay upright for long enough. OGS, they do grab the lead for themselves. There's so much time left on the clock, but neither of these teams wants to wait to find our first game of the finals winner.
Yeah, well, it's coming down to the very last kill. It's 48 right here. Going over to Into the Wild, 46 to OGS. One more for Into the Wild and they will have finished out things. But OGS, they can still make that comeback if they want to. But no. It's going to be the kill going over to Into the Wild. They're going to take this first game 50 to 46. It looked okay for them. Not as dominant as you could want, but OGS, getting close to making that combat as well. So for the next map, you definitely need to keep an eye on ESL. That's the big player for OGS. If you can stop ESL from performing, they're not going to be looking too hot then on the side of OGS.
Yeah, I mean, Issa, just had the best performance in that game. I guess, well, to be fair, like we look at Shanji, did score more points. I suspect that's going to be from some of the assists they provided across the game, but however it happened, whoever was the best performing player into the world, they've got the seized start in the series. But will they keep it up in Game 2? OGS, they've got such skill in their ranks, but can they pull together as a squad? We'll find out in a few minutes' time. Tweet, tweet, tweet. I heard a little bird which told me it's time for Game 2 of our Grand Finals.
And let's see if Into the Wild they can once again look as good as they did in game number 1. OGS, they had a fine run, but they just couldn't compete to Into the Wild, who were in the lead for a majority of that game. And now Into the Wild coming out swinging, finding 3 kills in a very rapid succession.
Nice start for them. So, Into the Wild, they've got that single game advantage 30 seconds in. They're already looking good as the Into the Wild team will control the sarcophagus room. We get to see OGS really commit in to one side or the other. We've got the flanking members from each side brawling a little bit. But the big question here for OGS in particular is what's next?
That's definitely true, kind of it. OGS, they need to win this game. That's the next step. They just need to do it. You don't want to go down 2-0 in a grand final. You don't want to do that in the best of 5, because then suddenly you're going to have to win 3 games in a row. And that is always a hard task, because in the grand finals, you have the 2 best teams. And just winning 3 games in a row against such a good team as your opponents will always be hard. But at least now OGS, they are keeping even with Into the Wild. So it's not like they are falling too far behind and not giving themselves any chance at doing this.
Let's find those numbers. So Sakai currently rocking things in for Into the Wild as the first couple of minutes come to a close. Into the Wild looking pretty good here, trying to overrun, but Sultan says not today. Willful defending the little territory that OGS have been able to hold on to. It looks like we're seeing more of a run and gun style as Issa-N, the savior of OGS before, will get torn up this time round.
It's looking good for Into the Wild this time around as well. Coming in here with the military support, having airstrikes and bombers, allowing them to find a bit more kills and develop this kill lead once again.
Oh boy. Somebody head for the bunkers. We are getting a huge amount of explosives chucked our way. Rika up on the top just by Big Head, looking to try and punish from up on above. Dio and the rest of the OGS team, which does include multiple, well, I want to say at least Dio from the Impossible Missions Force as one of their members. You just hear the whole of the museum is shaking with the sound of almost constant military support being dropped in.
But despite the military support, OGS, they have a problem. They are behind against Into the Wild, and they haven't found out how to deal with Into the Wild's grouping up playstyle. Into the Wild, they have a lot of assists, assists compared to OGS, and just means that when you fight against Into the Wild, there's always going to be another guy close to help out that one player you're fighting against. And it means that it's so easy for Into the Wild to find all those kills when they can always protect each other and make sure to at least trade a kill whenever they give one up.
Seeing some support for Sakai in the chat from our Japanese friend from much earlier on. Press has stuck with us for the whole thing to see their friend through all the way through to this important Game 2 of the Grand Finals. See, Into the Wild, they're managing to hold tight. We've got some really, crazy exchanges. Masuo finds the way back behind OGS. It's run and gun the whole way around the museum. Not a single inch of terrain is being wasted, but ultimately, Into the Wild, they're staying ahead by 10 this whole way through.
But now Into the Wild, they are again miles ahead of OGS. They are just way better than them. Last time around, it came down to a difference of 4 kills. I think this could very well be a difference of 10 kills, because Into the Wild, they have 47, they need 3 more, and OGS, they're not even creeping close to 40 kills.
Let's have a look and see. So Dior is going to one, if anyone, as it looks like Issa has managed to lock down a lot of kills in this game, but barely any more kills than deaths. Not the way that you really want to be if that's your star player. It's just the one pushing the game towards its end. Check in, and it's Into who will finish things off. Sakai is number 1 and finishes out with the number 50 kill.
Congratulations to Into the Wild. Once again, looking like the better of these two teams. We're going to go to a third game. It's going to be conversion. OGS, they're going to have to now show us that they can win 3 games in a row. And with what they have shown us here today, I don't think that's going to happen. They've been relying a lot on Issa-N. And Issa-N, while they are a good player, they just aren't enough to carry the entire team of OGS.
So guys, stick with us. We could still see a comeback. Be right. Heedless, it's becoming less and less likely as the games are getting more and more separated. Guys, it will be 7 minutes or less for game number 3, which could be the end for OGS Res, the big experiment. One last chance to make good. Shazoom. Let's get back into things once again. Into the Wild and OGS Res. Two teams made of superb players, but it's looking like Into the Wilds have got a significant edge.
They certainly have, kind of it. They are so close that they can absolutely taste this victory. They just need one more and they will be done with this.
So the early fighting looking pretty even so far. Into, we saw before, I believe the team leader of the Into the Wild side of things, doing some real nice work to get things rolling for their squad, and we'll pick up a drone to get a little bit of intel. So it's looking like Into the Wild are only operating with 4 members, but it doesn't seem to be slowing them down none.
It certainly doesn't. Into the Wild, they won the first game with 4 kills in the lead, and they won the second game with 15 kills in the lead. And now, kind of it, they are on fire, and once again just starting to create this gigantic lead for themselves.
Let's see who's working from the other side. It is going to be Dior, the number 4 of the OGS Res squad, as they fight for their survival. Has got that Jade Stone Imp to look all kinds of pimp, but will not be enough to find a kill, at least for now.
But at least OGS, they're keeping up here with Into the Wild. They're not allowing them to run away with it. It's 15-14. And OGS, they have their backs against the wall. They need to win every single game from here on and now. So there's a lot of pressure on their shoulders, but they are starting out well and keeping up.
Yeah, Dior doing some good work for the OGS side of things. Into the Wild, they started off reasonably strongly, but first 2 minutes down, almost dead even between the two. That's the first step if you're an OGS fan, or at least you're looking to perhaps become one down the line.
You can contribute a lot of the kills that OGS they have found to those individual outplays, but you would also say that right now you need to try and split the team even more, because Into the Wild, out of those 23 kills that they have found, 7 of them have been with assists. So it means that they have been together. They have had more than 2 members killing a single target, and it just means that you need to split them up even more, because Into the Wild, as long as they can play together as a team, they will be in a good position.
So Kai trying to use that Bramson in close quarters will be able to assist. And just as you said, you've got 2 people. It's very, very hard to lose under those kind of circumstances. No sign that's going to happen here. But still, now 3 minutes down, both of the teams dead even once again. This could be a massive turning point, and all OGS are going to need is to be 1 kill ahead once that big 5-0 is hit, or indeed when the timer runs dry.
And OGS, they are just holding on to this with everything that they got, with their hands, with their feet, with their claws, and every single thing kind of. And right now, only 2 kills behind Into the Wild. It's coming down to the very wire, but honestly, OGS, they can do this.
So, let's find again who we're going to be looking out for. From the side of Into the Wild, it's pretty darn close, but it will be Issa-N, the fabled one for OGS, that would save them when things were looking at their most bleak. It couldn't look that much more bleak than right now, so the time is right for a little bit saving.
Now, Into the Wild, 45, with only 40 on the side of OGS. Into the Wild, they could complete it right here. Issa-N not carrying enough here for OGS.
12 and 5. You can't ask that much more from an individual player, but you're right, there needs to be more. Dior rocking up those numbers, but the rest of the OGS team struggling to keep up. One last chance. Rika currently up at the top of the scoreboard with that commander class that's been so very popular for one very good reason. OGS do catch up though. It's anyone's game as we come towards the very end.
But Into the Wild find one more kill there. And it's only 4 kills for OGS, 2 for Into the Wild. Who can find those last kills? There's 2 minutes left to go. Plenty of time, but Into the Wild, they find a kill. And they knock themselves one step closer. And they finish out things, taking the grand final 3-0 here against OGS.
Very nicely done. It looked like OGS might have found their way back into this series. At least if they were going to lose out, it was in their best game up until that point.
But yeah, man, congratulations to OGS and to their opponents, Into the Wild. Into the Wild, they played extremely well, but OGS, they looked good and alive in some of those games. In game number 1 and game number 3, they had a good showing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, Into the Wild win out here. This has been an incredible debut for OGS Resurrected. Now it's just a case of keeping that dream alive for them, taking this finals journey, and next time just going that one step further to claim the big prize.
Well, kind of it is just all about saying congratulations to Into the Wild. They're going to be the winners. They're going to get 100 Go 4 points. They're going to get $100, and I'm sure we're going to see them in the monthly final. With the way that they're playing, they could very well win it once we have that monthly final coming up.
For now, guys, that will be it for us. Thank you so much for dropping by and spending your evening with us. If you haven't already, please do give the Modern Combat channels a follow wherever you might happen to consume your entertainment. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Mob Crush, all the good stuff. Deedless, where are you on the intertubes?
Well, guys, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at DeedlessCasts. So that's with an S at the end.
You can find me at CounterfeitCast and all the same kinds of places. For now, though, guys, thanks again to our wonderful admins, Soldier Girl and Big Gorilla, and for Hero Gaming Simon for doing the moderating in the chat along with Gorilla Chan. For now, though, we will be back tomorrow with our PC monthly finals. We hope to catch you guys there. For now, though, we've been Counterfeit and Deedless, and we shall bid you good night.